bathtub after. Or tomorrow. I'll probably just go play some Destiny after this.
You could soak in the bathtub and play Destiny from afar. Like those old GameCube GameCube Wavebird commercials,
Yeah.
where like it shows the TV reflecting off the full-length mirror and the guy on the toilet with his Wavebird. You see that? Nintendo
Like,
used to have great ads.
yeah. I could just bring my laptop in. But I don't want to have it near water.
No, that's why you do the
The Wavebird.
controller. Well,
Yeah.
the controller wouldn't do much. I mean, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just coughing. Alright. 3, 2, 1. Hello everyone, welcome to the Charge Shot Gamescast. Each and every week friends gather around and talk about video games and things going on in their lives. Today I have with me only Justin.
I want to talk about this time that apparently the Russo brothers are teasing a community thing at Comic-Con this week.
Are they?
Like, it could be that long-rumored movie. The 6 seasons in a movie.
Yeah, it could. I just see that comment everywhere though, as everyone's like, by God, I hope Russo brothers make the movie. I'm like,
Yeah, I know, but like they're actually posting things about it.
oh, are they?
Yeah, I just saw, like, while you were starting, I was reading this thing and ignoring you about a post in reference to like their upcoming conversation with the Russo brothers panel that has the Biblioteca Spanish rap and the text 11 a.m., which is the time that their panel is going to be happening. So it sure seems like a community thing is happening at their panel.
It certainly does.
And I mean, let's be honest, at this point they would have the money to bankroll a movie on their own if they wanted to.
Oh yeah, those dudes for sure.
Yeah. That would be kind of amazing.
I don't think I ever saw past season 4. I might have seen season 5. I can't remember.
Season 6 actually isn't bad. Like, it's on Yahoo Screen, so it's got kind of a, a negative impact because of that. Like, it's hard to watch. Like, it's hard to find anymore. But it was a lot better than season 4, and it was moderately better than season 5. It was like they could do longer episodes, so like they didn't feel so rushed.
Mm.
The season 5 like felt way too high concept for the amount of time they had on NBC.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, my memory got really fuzzy after the first 3 seasons.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get it. Anyway.
Yeah. I think it was just hard for me to find because I don't watch TV live. And then after the fact, I think it was on Netflix for a while, and then it came off of Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm not even sure like where you could watch the entire series now. Because
yeah.
like the one season is kind of owned by Yahoo, and they technically bought like the streaming rights to the rest of the rest of the series. But then I'm pretty sure Yahoo Screen isn't a thing anymore. So then where do those properties go that are just kind of floating out there that they own?
They're on torrent sites. That's where they are.
I kind of want to find out, but I'll do it later.
Yeah. All right. So Justin, what have you been up to this week?
I have actually played some games. I've been doing a lot of editing, like almost too much editing because I wasn't really that into it, but I'm trying to push through and find the passion again. But I did put out a Mario Maker video on Monday, which was super fun to make because I had Hedgie with me, and it's fun to put little edits and goofy things in there for it.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I really like the genie stuff. That was my favorite. And that's also my second crisscross reference in 2 videos. Like the other one I'm working on, I reused that footage for a different joke. I don't know why. I just had crisscross on the brain, I guess.
Crisscross gonna make you jump.
In my defense, like I had made the I filmed the other video, I'd written the other video earlier, and then I had the stream with Hedgie, where I kept hearing the jump, and then I recorded that video where I knew I was going to put the the joke in there, and then I edited the Mario Maker thing the next day. So it's like it was all kind of out of order, but like I had junk in my mind because of the other video first.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah, there's some stuff coming out though, but aside from that, I did some Xbox games actually on my computer to test out Xbox Game Pass. I played some State of Decay 2 with my brother over the weekend, and that was actually a lot of fun. The game is super jank.
Yeah.
Like the multiplayer barely works. We couldn't get voice chat to work very well, which I think part of that was my computer updated, and it reset my my audio inputs. So like everything was coming through my webcam, and I didn't realize it. So it was really loud, like I was hearing myself on his end because he was going through the Kinect, and my webcam audio is really bad quality. So I think it was like blaring through his Kinect and it picking up on the speaker. I'm not sure, but yeah, that game is actually pretty fun despite the jank. The multiplayer definitely makes it. Like I tried to play it a little bit on my own before, just to kind of get a feel for like what you do in it and stuff, and it was fine, but it got boring really quickly.
Yeah, it's a bit soulless.
Yeah, but coordinating with him was really fun, and we are just kind of screwing around at some points. And I don't know. I don't have a lot to say about it because it's just kind of there. Like it exists. It's neat. Like there's some cool survival elements, like the recruiting people to join you and kind of like doing their quests to get them friendly with you, and then you can like get resources from them to help your settlement and that kind of thing. I also want it on the record that he went through like 3 survivors. Like he killed like 3 people and had to keep respawning.
Wow.
And I didn't die at all, and I never played the first one. Like he was telling me to get this one because he loved the first one so much, and this one is multiplayer, and he still sucks at it.
Is he just like brash about things and just runs into stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like also I thought he was with me, and I went to take out an infestation, which is like kind of a very localized horde.
Yeah.
And he wasn't there. Like he had our partner with him. So I was running into this barn alone, taking out this infestation, thinking he was following me. And by the time he got there, I had killed them all. And I wasn't like I was close to dead, but I just off the med pack or whatever, and I was fine.
Mm-hmm.
But he got killed by like 2 random zombies that bull rushed him. So yeah, I think I'm just better at video games than him. But he will play the crap out of some Dragon Quest builders. I don't know if I've shared that meme on here before, but all my friends joke about how much he plays Dragon Quest builders.
Mm-hmm.
Even down to the fact that he probably put as much time into the Japanese demo of Builders 2 as most people put into the first game.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm supposed to get the second one with him so that we can do the multiplayer in that, but it's an expensive month because I'm going to Chicago next weekend, so we'll see. Also, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 comes out next weekend, and that is kind of more important. But aside from that, you and me played some Gears of War, the first game.
We did.
That was also very jank.
We played the Ultimate Edition, so...
The Ultimate Jank Edition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the Ultimate Edition not coming out to really good reviews. And I didn't know why. I didn't like read the review for Gears of War 1, because I already played that game. And I can see why.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, fundamentally, the game is still there. It's still good. Like, I can see, the quality build of it. But it just feels like a very, like, AA version of that AAA game.
Yeah.
Like, we made jokes about, like, the, enemies destroying pillars, and then, like, the rubble from the pillars just flying all over the place like it's made out of styrofoam.
Yeah.
And I kept, like, running down hallways, like, knocking into paintings and them falling through the geometry. And just
we
really
would just shoot the paintings off the walls to, like, make it go through the geometry.
Flip all over the place.
Yeah, clip all over the place. Yeah.
And then, like, enemies would die and just, like, ragdoll on top of each other and just kind of, like, float over, like, the cover.
Mm-hmm.
Weirdly.
I also had a thing on my end where, those dudes that are climbing on the walls and the ceilings and the walls?
Oh, yeah.
I had a glitch or whatever where they would just, like, rocket up, like, straight up, just whoop, and get to the ceiling and then crawl. It was really, really dumb looking.
I saw multiple tables set with floating silverware.
Yeah.
And bottles.
Yeah.
Like, everything was nicely on there. It was just, like, a foot above the table.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good looking game, like considering it's like 2005, 2006.
Right, it's actually like I said, the facial expressions, the cinematic quality, like it all holds up really well.
Yeah.
It's just the actual gameplay was super jank.
Yeah.
And I didn't really like some of the fundamental like quality of life stuff, like the fact that you have to go for cover and then vault over the cover. It's a little slow. Because like naturally, like you're trying to go for this realistic cinematic look with like the walking and talking cinematics and that kind of thing during gameplay, which killed me one time, by the way.
Just yeah, that's right, it did.
Being forced to walk while talking got me killed because I couldn't react to it because I was going too slow. The cinematic killed me basically.
That was because of the krill, right? The birds.
Yeah. But like I was just walking at natural pace and got to that point.
Yeah.
And then mid conversation, they killed me. That shouldn't it should get you if that's gonna happen.
Yeah. I agree.
Anyway, aside from that, like it's just that idea of like they try so hard to make it realistic and cinematic and like that kind of low camera angle and all that. And then there's points where it's just like the button combinations you have to press to do certain things, or like the things you can't do, just feel like they're immersion breaking. So no matter how real you make it, if you're sacrificing fun for that, it's still just not as good as a game that's unrealistic but fun.
Yeah. Gears has a really weird control scheme, especially with the cover button are the same thing.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
And also reloading is on the RB, the shoulder buttons, which is weird. But I've played these games for so many years that I'm just used to how they play. So, like, I'm used to the active reload system, which you had to figure out. I had to tell you.
The active reload was kind of cool, actually.
Yeah.
I would forget about it, but like it's not that big a deal. If you forget about it, you just do a normal reload.
Yeah.
But yeah, that and like the gun variety's not great, but the guns feel good. I just wish the reticles were a little less chunky.
Yeah, it's a very chunky game. Frame rate is not stable on my end, by the way. I remember you saying that you had really bad frame rate during cutscenes. Well, I had the exact opposite. My frame rate during cutscenes was very stable and nice. But during gameplay, it was kind of going from anywhere between low 40s to high 50s.
I mean, to me, 30 is good.
Yeah, but if you have a frame rate that like just
30.
jumps around, though, you can notice that.
And
it's very jarring.
Yeah, I noticed it, but like it probably stayed around like 25 to 30, so it wasn't that big a deal. It's what I'm used to for gaming because I don't care about that stuff.
Meanwhile, I play Destiny at like 120 frames per second.
It does make a difference in a shooter. Like that honestly might have been part of why the gunplay didn't feel good to me. Was like it was just slower than yours was.
Yeah.
Like due to the frame rate. I don't know. But it was mostly like the transition from gameplay to cutscenes. It would like kind of chunk out and then the cutscene would happen. And then it would chunk out and go back to gameplay. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's good. Like I'm glad we got to try that out. We'll definitely finish it up. Maybe sometime this weekend. And then I want to get on to Gears 4, because I feel like that's going to fix some of those quality of life issues I was having with the first one.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Also, you might have to go into the control scheme and just fix, button map a couple things, because I believe the reload button is still on the RB, because that's Gears. Like, that's a staple. But yeah, good time back into Gears. Story is really, really by the numbers. And the only reason you're there is for the settings and the characters. So
yeah, it feels like very much like a hallway simulator with some cool character dialogue as you go.
Which is very weird because it was like very linear back in the day. But when you go back to it now, you can see how linear it was. Because
I think it's more noticeable because of the diverging pathways you can do, where it's like, which way do you want to go? And like, it splits, but then you both just kind of like go down the same hallway at different sides and then come around and you're like, oh, hey, what are you doing? Like, it's still just 2 hallways instead of 1.
Yeah, I like stuff like that though, because like there were moments where you were able to help me and I was able to support you,
Yeah.
because we had different like viewpoints on things. But
I
I'm
think
just
yeah, for sure.
yeah, I think that games have just come so far and have just increased in scope and scale on what they offer now compared to back then.
See what, like, is it Gears 5, the one that's coming out?
Gears 5 is the new. I think that's coming out this year, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm kind of
That's
curious.
going to be on
that.
Game Pass, by the way. So
I know.
yeah,
It's like a pre-order right now.
yeah,
I think it comes out later this year, but yeah, we'll check that out when it comes out. I've got it for a year, so.
yay.
We'll beat this one, beat 4, and then be ready for 5 when it comes out.
Yeah.
I think these, like, I want to continue with Borderlands, but I feel like these games are a lot quicker to burn through.
Oh yeah, for sure. They're way
I'll
shorter.
prioritize them right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, aside from those, unless you had anything else to say on Gears?
No, I think that's about it. Yeah.
Okay. Aside from those, I did some more Mario Maker. I still haven't gotten to play as much of that game as I wanted. It's been out like 2 weeks now. And, I mean, I beat the story, so I guess there's that. Like, that's a pretty good time commitment. Well, quote-unquote story, I should say. Like, it's just rebuilding the castle. There's not that much to it. But there's some fun, like, kind of side tangents of, like, characters get kidnapped or, like, one of the other iconic kind of things from Mario Maker pops up. Like the undo dog, the
Eraser.
horse bot robot,
Yeah.
a few others pop up. The frog is up in the clouds being creepy and doing dance stuff. So those characters pop up and like kind of have special things for you to do outside of the normal castle stuff, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I got the special items you get for completing that, like the Super Ball for the original Mario, and then the Super Hammer, I think it's called, for 3D World. Neither of which are like revolutionary items, but they could be cool to play around with. The Super Hammer, like, you can basically break any block you want with the hammer, and then you can create up to 5 blocks to kind of like build to get around on places. So it's kind of a neat way to like play around with platforming using that.
Yeah,
But
I was watching.
the fact that the actual hammer can like break everything makes it a little hard to build a level around.
Right. I was watching Heji play a level, and what they did was they put a conveyor belt underneath him, and a bomb go by, and so he had to run across, break the blocks, and then put blocks down so the bomb could keep going along his path. That's a pretty neat idea.
Yeah, that's not bad. You have to think of those things where like you're not breaking anything, you're only building things. I think that power would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it is neat that like they're making new power-ups just for this game. I like that idea at least. But yeah, I did a little bit of some endless run stuff. I tried to do an expert mode one, and it's just annoying. Like, I'm just gonna stick to playing my friends' levels because randos suck. Like, they make these not good levels that aren't even well designed. Like, they'll just be like, a strip of wall, and then like open air all around it. And it's lazy. Like, it's just, I want to make a level in half an hour. Here, boop, 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 go. And, like, they're hard just because they're poorly made. And there's just, like, enemies and obstacles everywhere. They're not actually hard. So it's like, expert is kind of a rating for the completion percentage. Like, all of them, the completion percentage, as far as I know. And so, like, a low completion percentage makes it expert or super expert, whatever it's called. I've never done that. But these crap levels, no one beats them because they're just bad. And so that's what it's flooded with. So like for every, one good level, there's 10 or 15 bad levels, and you only have 15 lives for these endless runs, and you can't get more. Like you'd think, one-up mushrooms in the levels would like give you more lives for that mode, but no, it doesn't. I don't know what they're supposed to be for. At least it doesn't seem like they do. Because I ran into a few in the levels, and it didn't seem like I was getting any of my lives back.
You're allowed to pick up 3, just like the last game.
Huh?
You get 3 at a time for each 1-up. Sorry, you can pick up 3 1-ups within a game, and that'll add to your lives.
Oh, maybe that's why. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you don't get many of them. Like, very few people put one-up mushrooms, or, one-ups in their levels.
Yeah, people.
Because they don't know how to make good levels.
They don't think about that. They just don't think
No,
about
they
it.
drop a bunch of crap, they give you one mushroom, and they're like, go.
Yeah.
Figure it out. They're not making Mario levels. They're making, haha, I'm gonna, like, screw you over levels.
Yeah.
And it feels like it's worse in this game than it was in the first one. Like, the first one, people seem to actively want to build good things. This one's just, hey, play my stupid level.
Yeah. I haven't done the endless run yet, so I've only like played levels that have been suggested to me or
Yeah.
my friends have made,
And those are usually good.
and those are like tolerable.
Most of my friends' levels have been good. I'll say that. I won't say which ones aren't because, you know.
You don't want to hurt feelings.
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
I have a few levels I still need to play through. Like I got added on Twitter and I still need to play through them.
oh yeah. Yeah, me too. But I did notice another weird thing about this game that the first one I feel like didn't do, or at least I didn't see it on the bigger levels. When a level is like more popular, like when it has a lot of plays and stuff, you start noticing the comments that are just play my level and then the course ID. It's like the YouTube comments section of like sub for sub, except it's just play my level.
Yeah, you'll get because like I
I
can
hate
see.
it.
Yeah, I know I hate it too, but like I can see why people would do it though because this game is vastly more popular than the Wii U version,
Yeah,
and
I guess
people want you to play their levels right, and they want to see that done. So
whenever something's popular, it gets the toxicity brought out. Yeah, but
yeah,
still it's stupid. Like comment on the level, not just share your own stuff, you selfish little children.
yeah, at least like give a compliment or give a an actual comment and say
Right.
hey like this whatever. Want to try mine?
I guess.
If you're gonna do that.
And like the last few times I've gone live with Mario Maker, I use the game hashtag because I'm not stupid. Like I know what people look for, and every single time there's been at least one or two comments of like just dropping a course ID, and the Twitter replies. Like I have no idea who they are. There's nothing prefacing it. It's just course ID.
That's so weird.
Right, it's rude. Like, I don't know you. You didn't say anything to me. You're probably not even watching the stream.
Yeah,
You just dropped your level. Probably like an auto post.
every time I see I've been very lucky because like the last few times I've streamed Mario Maker, I've only had one or two people that like came in and said, "Hey, you want to try my level?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" Like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just playing this game.
Yeah.
And usually it turns out to be good. It's just challenging because I'm really bad.
Well, I'm actually glad I haven't had that, like, in the stream. It's just been my friends coming in to laugh at me, which is what I, ask for. Um, because my streams are to play my friends' levels. Like, that's the point.
Yeah, you
I
have
know
like
that
a specific goal in mind when you
Yeah,
stream.
it's a gimmick that I'm kind of doing.
Yeah.
Because it's basically I had so many issues like recording them from in the first game to put them on YouTube. It was always technical stuff. I'd lose footage, whatever. So with the stream, I can just record while streaming, and I know I'm going to get a smooth feed, no issues, and you can just edit that. It's a lot easier on me, and I can still put them out once a week without, using all of my time on that. And it's just keeping with the times. People love streams, so use my old thing and turn it into a stream. And eventually I'll have you on there when you make a few more levels.
Yeah, I don't know how many levels I'll make.
I did already get the world record on yours, so there's that.
Is it still there?
I don't know. I haven't checked.
I'll check.
I've gotten a few world records. I'm pretty proud of myself, actually.
Yeah, congrats, buddy.
And I was really proud of my first clear on Tangy Pop's second level, because that thing was brutal. I beat both of them. I got a world record on the first one. He said I beat it faster than he did when he was uploading it. But the second one, no one had beaten, so I got first clear on it. And that made me happy. But anyway, so yeah, if people come into the stream and are like, "Hey, play my level," I'd be like, "No, sorry. Like I'm playing my friends' levels. If we get done with these, then maybe I'll play yours. But instead, I'll just play Arby's level again." because screw you, random guy. Arby's is cooler than you. Please sponsor me.
Oh,
It's
that's
a,
so.
it's a, it's
Yeah,
a running joke now.
Arby's. Corporations are people, and it's weird.
I know. It's actually really, the Arby's level is really bad. Spoilers. Like,
Sorry,
Don't-
Arby's.
don't
Just
play
like
it.
your food, your level is bad.
Yeah, that was one of the comments on the level. Like, there was a lot of funny comments. That's my favorite part of playing it. Which is like, this level is almost as bad as your food, or like, at least you still have the meats, like that kind of.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good.
Yeah.
The comments are the best part of that level. Yes, in case you didn't know, Arby's made a Mario Maker level. But yeah, we can put that course ID in the description, I guess, if you want.
Yeah, sure. I just need to remind myself to do that.
Yeah, you'll edit this. Be like, oh yeah.
Mhm.
I can't think of anything specific though. I've mostly been playing Mario Maker, honestly. I started making another level, and then I kind of got disinterested because I wasn't really feeling what I was doing. I was trying to do a clown car level, kind of similar to like the first Mario Land, and it just wasn't an interesting design. Like I couldn't figure out a way to make it good. So I need to be inspired for that, I think. But in that time, Hedgie's put out like 5 more levels.
Yeah, man, he's a machine.
So I guess I got to play those.
Right.
But this week I'm gonna have a friend here with me, doing some local co-op. So I got to spend the week downloading some levels because this friggin' local multiplayer sucks in this game, and you can't just like go online and play randos or anything. You can only play levels that you've downloaded, and then there's a little like icon in the corner for local multiplayer on that level that you have to activate on each level that you play. It's really weird. But like, I want to play VG Dad's like co-op level, that he was talking about, the Majora's Mask themed one.
Oh yeah.
And there was some of the Nintendo Invitational levels that I want to check out. So yeah, that'll be fun to play around with. But I don't like how bad their multiplayer is.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, just come over. Like we'll do like an endless run with the 2 of us. It'll be terrible but fun. But no, it's like all this work. I have to set everything up and hope the levels are good because I don't want to, spoil them for myself. But it'll still be fun to play with them.
Also, I just seen people play like the online version of it, and it's just like chunky frame rate. Like you'll be lucky if you can play through a
I'm
level.
sure. Especially when it's only randos.
Yeah.
Like you can only play with randos. So like, good luck getting good latency with them.
Right. So that's everything for you?
Yeah. I'm going to pick up a foster cat tomorrow, so
Yay.
that'll be fun. I'll have pictures and stuff out. Just follow me.
Yeah, so I made a level over the weekend. I did it on stream. And it was like really simple. Like my idea was just to do like a couple of jumps and then a boss fight basically. But I didn't I realized I left that little gap, that little hole. And I wanted that little area to be a trap, but I figured you couldn't get through that if you're little anyway, so I just uploaded it and I was wrong.
Yep.
And people started, and yeah, like you and Hedgie and Anthony were speed running it through with that. So my plan backfired.
World record? Did you check if I still have the world record?
No, if I have to change the input on this and boot up the game.
I'll check. Yeah. If only the Switch were portable and you could just grab it.
Fine.
I'll do it.
So basically other than that, I've been playing Destiny, obviously. There's so while you were streaming, Justin, we were running a raid with a bunch of first timers, and it was actually pretty cool being like the person that ran the raid before, because I was like describing the encounters to everyone, and I was the veteran of the group, so that was pretty fun. Hoping to do a Scourge of the Past over the weekend. We'll see. Callus has a new tribute hall, so you're doing triumphs to get tributes to put them in your hall, and they're basically like statues. And there's some enemy tributes that you can get, and then put them in your hall, and you can shoot at them. So it's kind of like a firing range. They put a firing range in this game.
Where is it?
There you go.
I still got it.
You still got it.
Still
Congrats.
got it. Anyway.
So yeah, they put in a firing range, which is pretty neat. They also brought in Bad Juju, and the Bad Juju quest is pretty cool. Once you get 18 tributes, there's a new quest for you to do, and it takes place in the Ascendant Realm on the raid. The first one, the Leviathan. So it's kind of like a Ghost World version of the raid.
But it's also a raid?
It's not a raid. It's a mission that you run through. So you'll notice like the throne room, like all the different encounters that you've done before, but in this like weird ghost world, and you have to kill Taken and stuff. It's really cool. At the end, there's like a huge fight between Cabal loyalists, people that were loyal to Callus, and a bunch of Taken. So they're all fighting each other, and you have to get in there and try and wipe them all out. And then more Taken spawn, you kill them, and then you can finally get the gun. And the gun is pretty cool. It refills the clip after each kill, and also gives you super energy as well, and it does more damage for each kill. So it's pretty overpowered.
Nice.
Yeah.
You did say something real quick, like while you're talking about Destiny. We've been watching this show on Netflix called Sick Note. It's like, I think it's probably a BBC show that is a Netflix original over here, and it has like Rupert Grint from Harry Potter and Nick Frost of the Simon Pegg and Nick Frost duo. And the Rupert Grint's character plays Destiny online with a friend all the time, and so they have a surprising amount of Destiny in this show. Oh, that's cool. They're actually showing cutscenes, and it's being referenced that it's that game. But then, as it goes through the season, he has his online friend is talking to him, and he says something like, "Oh, you got the new maps," and sits down. He's like, "Come on, don't you have another controller?" Implying that they could just play together. And neither of those things are accurate, because you don't get new maps in the game technically. You don't buy them in Halo or something. And
yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you don't say you got the new maps. You say you got the new expansion, right?
Right. So it just upset me, because I was like, oh, that's so cool that Destiny's getting all this love on here, and then it's no, they just don't know what they're talking about, and they show random game footage. They're trying to play it off as if it wasn't Destiny, probably.
It's like when they played Rage in Breaking Bad with a light gun.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, cool, Rage. Wait, why are you playing it like that? You can't do that.
Right. And it doesn't help that he has a console war fight with the guy's landlord.
Oh boy.
About whether why PS4 is better than Xbox One, but Destiny's on both. If that's the game that you're wanting to play.
Right, but they also had exclusivity on PS4 for some things, a couple strikes and stuff. So
yeah. Anyway, I thought you would appreciate that Destiny's getting some love on some random British show.
I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty much the new stuff that's come out is the new quest, and we're planning to do a raid this weekend. Maybe I'll stream it. You can catch me over at Gameplay Stuff. Lo says he's free for the raid tomorrow, so
Awesome.
Oh, then I can't stream it then. Oh well.
Oh, you can't stream with him?
Yeah, he's asked me not to.
Oh. Because I wondered. I thought you did that once, and I was like, is that okay?
Yeah, I know. I did it once, and he's like, hey, don't do that. I'm like, oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't know. It's cool. Yeah, but basically...
It's so difficult, to know the rules.
It is, yeah. But yeah, that's basically it. I haven't played anything else, really. Maybe some Witcher here and there. We already talked over the stuff that... You and I played a bunch of stuff this week together.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's move on into the news. Quick follow-up from last week. G2A is back in the news with some shady marketing practices. So G2A offers to pay journalists who run pre-written articles defending them. Uh, says
That they
here,
wrote.
yeah, that they wrote, yeah, basically like yes blogs, pretty much.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So it says here. The accusations of subpar security, developer disenfranchisement, and fraud that have surrounded it for years. Today, someone from the company tried to take control of the narrative surrounding its shady public image by sending out a transparent and unbiased pre-written article about stolen game keys and asking sites to publish it without being marked as sponsored or marked as associated with G2A.
Which is illegal.
It
Not very
is.
transparent or unbiased of you, G2A.
A representative for the marketplace then blamed this move on an employee without authorization, calling it unacceptable. Which, I work in marketing and this kind of stuff happens sometimes, so it could have been. But yeah,
They had a fall guy.
yeah.
Like, they talked to him beforehand, like, okay, we're going to do this. And if it goes bad, we're going to blame you. Is that okay? You're not going to be fired. But we have to have you be the bad guy.
Yeah, my business actually like fired people for doing shit like this, so it's been done before.
Yeah, when it's actually like an unauthorized thing, for sure.
Yeah.
We're kind of dealing with that a little bit
But
right
it's
now.
it's a little shady though because it's G2A. G2A's always been shady, so it doesn't. It's not out of the realm of possibility for them to think this is a good idea for their marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. So today's email also included a sample of the article publications were being asked to publish, which somewhat counterproductively says that with some luck you can probably sell 1 or 2 or even 10 keys on G2A without triggering any of the other security measures. So they're even trying to get people to like tell people to go there and buy games.
hmm
Uh,
But it's totally unbiased.
totally unbiased. Yeah, I remember just reading tweets about this. Like, hey, like, journalist is tweeting out, like, I got an email from G2A telling me to, like, publish an article on our website. Oh, it's so laughable.
The one place you don't go to for like, hey, can we keep this under the table? Is journalists.
Uh, like, maybe, like, some influencers, like some YouTubers or something.
Right. Especially not for free.
Yeah.
Like, play the game right, G2A.
So speaking of comedies, let's head on into an intentional comedy, Cuphead, Netflix TV show. Uh, so yeah, there's going to be a new TV show for Cuphead. First TV show. It's coming from Netflix. The animation is coming from in-house animation on Netflix is an in-house animation. It's going to be traditional. It's not really pen to paper, more like pen to digital. So I guess you use a Wacom tablet or something.
Yeah. Every frame will be hand-drawn, but digitally.
This is not being made by the studio MDHR, which is the people who made Cuphead. Yeah, they said traditional. They said it's going to be a safe for kids, but written so that there are things that adults find funny. And it appeals to a wider audience, not just toddlers or kids. So, kind of like a Pixar movie, I guess.
Yeah. I can see this being a problem with people that, like, you know, love the specific animation style of Cuphead the game, and then being like, well, the animation looks so different, like, it's not done by them. I mean, honestly, this looks pretty authentic,
It looks pretty good, yeah.
but I'm just saying, I could definitely see people complain, like, once an actual trailer comes out, and you see the animation in action, and people are very critical of everything, but especially Netflix.
The story for this is not going to be about the game. Don't deal with the devil. It's going to be other stories instead. And they kind of talked about Mickey Mouse cartoons and how he wasn't just one thing. There was always something different going on with Mickey Mouse. Like he was a pilot at one point,
And Steamboat Willie.
yeah, Steamboat Willie. So it's gonna be more like that, I believe. Which I kind of miss those kind of shows, like kind of like variety cartoon shows.
Yeah. Little vignettes.
Yeah.
I'd probably watch this. Like, I didn't really care to play the game because it was too hard, but I liked the concept.
Mm-hmm. If I have Netflix, I'll watch it. I don't know if I have Netflix still. I need to check.
How long until they make some kind of crude joke about what's in their cups? Like someone tries to drink one of them and then like has a, you know.
I'm gonna say the first episode.
Probably. Yeah.
Like, cause like I believe Mugman drinks himself for like a superpower that he does.
Kinky.
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Keeping within the vein of movies and TV shows, let's move into the Mortal Kombat news.
All right.
So, Mortal Kombat finds its Sub-Zero, which is James Wan. Is it Wan?
I don't know.
Okay.
Wait, no, that's not who.
Oh yeah, that's right. What's
James Wan is the producer of the movie. I thought that didn't sound right.
okay?
The actor is... Let me van.
Oh, Joe Taslim.
Joe, yeah, thank you.
Sorry.
Joe
I
Taslim.
scrolled way too far.
Yup. You just looked for the first name you saw.
Yeah, pretty much. Who's Joe Taslim?
He's mostly a stuntman who has worked with... What's his name? The Raid guy. He's from the Raid.
Okay.
He was stuntman of the Raid. Whoever directed that. Was that James Leach or something like that? Something Leach? He did Atomic Blonde.
Gareth Evans.
Something.
It says here
Huh?
Gareth Evans is the director.
Of the Raid?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem right. Maybe he was like second director. Or fight choreographer. I don't remember. I'm bad at this. I don't know fighting stuff.
He was also in Fast and Furious 6 apparently.
Yeah, Fast and Furious 6, Star Trek Beyond, and The Raid. Mostly like fighting, choreography stuff,
Yeah.
action movies, that kind of thing.
The Raid is really good. If you haven't seen The Raid, check that out.
I haven't.
It's basically that new Judge, like the latest Judge Dredd movie,
Uh-huh.
but it came out before Judge Dredd, so Judge Dredd just ripped that off, pretty much.
Except Judge Dredd is great, so I don't care.
It is great. I like it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If you like that movie, you'll probably also like The Raid.
Huh. Gareth Evans, alright. Because he did...
Oh, apparently he's in Warrior as well. I have a friend that's really into that show. I tried watching it and I only lasted a couple episodes. I couldn't do it.
Oh. I'm getting Gareth Evans confused with someone. I thought he was the guy that did Godzilla.
The latest one?
The last one. Gareth Edwards.
There you go.
Edwards is the director I was thinking of.
Too many Gareths.
H. Right? Like, Gareth is not a common name. Okay. But who is the one I'm thinking of? Atomic... I like just
That's the slow-mo guy.
typing...
No wait, that's not it. I was
No.
something else.
It's... Where's the director? Why is it not listed just prominently? This is great radio. David Leitch. David Leitch is what I was thinking of. And he... Oh my god, do I really need...
He did John Wick, Deadpool 2.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah. That's the guy I was thinking of. See? John Wick, Deadpool. I just thought he was also the Raid. Did he work on the Raid at all?
I don't know. I'm not Googling anymore.
Whatever. There we go.
Uh,
It was trying to go to IMDb Prime. Is that what it's called?
wait, they have a subscription service now.
They do.
What's it for?
Second unit director. I don't know. For more information, I guess. He was no. He wasn't second director on those movies either.
Okay, I'm moving on. Mortal Kombat is also going to be R-rated and have fatalities as well. So
Cool. Yeah, neat. I'm going deep, man.
this is great for people that are listening. I hope you're enjoying Justin just reading things off a screen right now.
Yeah, they are actually. So you can just suck it. Okay, well, apparently David Leitch has nothing to do with the Raid movies.
Congrats, you figured it out.
Yeah. I could have swore he was like stunts or something, but nope. Cool. Alright. Anyway. Yeah, so, like, fatalities and crap. That's neat. I mean, it's nothing we didn't already know, but I just fully believe that this movie is going to be, like, as campy and ridiculous as the games, but it won't, like, critics will hate it.
Yeah.
And it'll be one of those that, like, doesn't do well in theaters, but, like, finds a cult audience. Kind of like the first Mortal Kombat movie, but probably good. You know, quote-unquote good. The first Mortal Kombat movie is not good.
No, it's not. We did a watch-along. You can listen to that.
Yeah. Like, watch that and then admit with us that it's not good. People remember it being good. It's not good.
Yeah.
But that and the second one were both PG-13, which is a mistake. This will be absurd. And I can't wait. And we know that at least Sub-Zero's in it, so there's that.
Okay, keeping it within the movie realm, you also have Amazon making a Lord of the Rings MMORPG. Not the one that that's already out there, called Lord of the Rings Online. A new one. By people who worked on EverQuest, Destiny, and World of Warcraft. And Planet Side, apparently.
They're also working on Amazon's other upcoming game called New World.
Mm-hmm. So...
the studio that's had like 4 projects canceled and allegedly still has something in the works, and then now they also have this, and they haven't produced anything yet, but we can trust them with Lord of the Rings, right?
They're also making a show, aren't they? So
Amazon is, yes. They're putting a lot of money into the Tolkien universe.
yeah, and I assume that the people who own or will own the Tolkien universe or whatever will want to see a project on this. So I'm assuming that this will actually come to fruition.
I will say this would not be the first canceled Lord of the Rings game.
It won't be the last.
No. Lord of the Rings has fallen on hard times. We got Shadow of War, which was barely a Lord of the Rings game. Lord of the Rings Online, I feel like, is dead. Is it not dead?
I think it's just around. Like, it's still going.
Not putting out content for it, though.
I haven't played that game in like 20 or 10 years. So.
I've never played it. Jeez, is that old?
Well,
yeah, it was coming out when the movies were out.
Yeah, man.
Dang. Alright. But it's weird, because like this project is going to tie into the movies. But the TV show... Wait, no, sorry.
No, the game is going to tie into the books, not the movies.
That's right. Okay, I got it flipped. The game is going to tie into the books, but the TV show is going to tie into the movies, technically. It's set in the same universe during the Second Age, before the movie trilogy. But it's, continuity-wise, in line with them. So it's like basically the earliest continuity we've gotten behind like The Hobbit and then Lord of the Rings. So it's weird that they're working on 2 separate projects, but they're not connected in any way. That seems like a missed opportunity.
Yeah, they should have made a Golem game instead.
Supposedly they are still. That's another project that will probably be canceled.
No, that's a real thing.
Yeah, the end of this article.
No, but I thought that was the TV show.
No, the TV show is set during the Second Age.
Another upcoming game featured Middle Earth, Lord of the Rings Gollum was announced in 2021. Oh yeah. Okay.
You remember that?
I thought that was a TV show for some reason. I don't know why.
There were a bunch of ideas for the TV show, and they had to announce what it specifically was, and now it's officially the Second Age. Which, like, if you remember, there was a Lord of the Rings game a while back called the Third Age. That was like around the Lord of the Rings time, following Aragorn and all that. So this is just basically like the age before the Lord of the Rings stuff happened. Like probably the forging of the rings and that kind of thing.
Okay.
Kind of cool.
Speaking of kind of cool things, Nintendo Switch Lite. It's a smaller, cheaper Switch with better looking case.
I really like that turquoise color.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get it, but I like it.
I also like that weird like orange yellowy shell, but the buttons don't make it look good.
No.
The buttons are all like
The turquoise
plain.
with the white looks really clean.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. But yeah, this is a cheaper Switch, $200 American. It's missing a bunch of features from the Joy-Cons, like being able to detach and HD rumble and some of the sensory stuff. So
It has the gyroscopes, so like you can still do like motion aiming and stuff, holding the device and moving it around.
yeah,
You can get anything that requires the Joy-Cons to be separate and moving independently of each other.
yeah.
To be clear, some people were confused because it said something about like the IR motion camera is missing, and they thought that meant that the system doesn't have motion. But
No.
they shouldn't call that thing the IR motion camera because that's confusing.
You can still tell people you're using tilt controls.
You can. Bug Doctor. But basically the only games that won't work with this so far are 1-2 Switch, Super Mario Party for the most part. I don't know why you would get that game on this. Like, some things would work, but it's not worth getting. The Just Dance, like the different, type dance games. And I think there's one other thing, but I can't remember it right now. And even those will technically work. You just have to set it up like on a kickstand of some sort, because it doesn't come with one,
Yeah.
and then use separate Joy-Con on it. But you can play it in tabletop mode. The one thing I think this missed, like, for the most part, it's a good idea. The things that stripped make sense to bring the cost down, that kind of thing. The one mistake I think they made is that it cannot be docked. Like, I get it's handheld only, whatever. How much more expensive is it to have it have the ability to dock? It's still the same connector. It's still that USB-C on the bottom. It just won't register in a dock for some reason.
Yeah, they could have cut out the dock in case you already had one, or you could buy it separately.
Right. Because, like, sure, the Joy-Con don't detach. I get that. It's slightly smaller, so it wouldn't fit in the traditional dock. But most people have third-party ones anyway. Or, there's probably workarounds of some sort. Or you could even just plug a cord directly into it. That still works, too. But, like, literally, there's no way to make it project onto a TV.
Yeah.
So the only way to play it with other friends and stuff is tabletop mode with detached Joy-Cons. Joy-Cons, no problem. Like, if you have an extra set, cool. But not being able to dock it at all just feels like it's missing something. Like, the conceit of the Switch is missing.
Right. The whole reason that it's called the Switch.
Right. So I get that this is just the 3DS replacement. Like, they just want everything to be unified.
But Justin, they said it's not replacing the 3DS.
They said the Switch was not. This is.
Okay.
But that's the one thing that kind of gets me. Because no one wants to play in tabletop mode with their friends. Like, even with the regular Switch, no one wants to do that. So why would they want to use the slightly smaller one that way? Like, huddled over with multiple Joy-Cons detached.
Mm-hmm.
It's just goofy.
Yeah, it's also a
but
pain
I
in the
don't-
ass for families as well that want to have two Switches, like one for a brother, one for or well, you know, two siblings, one for older brother, one younger brother, and then the younger brother will get shafted and get this version,
Mm-hmm.
and they can't play on their TV.
Because, yeah, for the most part, it makes sense to have a cheaper option. For the people that don't care about docking, just want the handheld, blah, 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 you know, they've never bought into consoles, but they would get something that's handheld only, that kind of thing. It has better battery life. That's super nice.
And it's lighter, which is nice.
But parents are going to be confused. They're going to see, oh, well, I'll just get this cheap one. It's the same thing, right? And they won't be educated. So it's going to take work to educate on the differences. Whereas, like, if you could dock it, not that big a deal. Like, the kid would still be like, oh, man, you got me this instead. But, like, it still works as a TV. It's just, you have to have some sacrifices for it.
Yeah.
Ironically, the sacrifice is about $80 for detached Joy-Cons, which makes up the difference of the cost. But it's something that you can do. Mm-hmm. The other thing I think this would be for is people that want to, like, not have to take their Switch, like on a, you know, long plane ride or something like that. I saw one of our Twitter friends, Leals, however you want to say that, complaining because she was like, you know, this comes out after my Switch was stolen off of a plane, or lost, whatever, because she would have loved to have, like, you know, this and the regular Switch. So, like, when you're going to travel, you just transfer your data over to this small thing, you take it with you. If it gets lost, at least you have your main one at home. Sure, you got to have some money for that. Like, you have to be willing to sacrifice $200 for something, but at least it's considered a backup then instead of your only device. But even then, they're not making the transfer super easy. It's not like you can just, you know, start on one system and switch over to the other, when you go, and keep one mostly at home and one mostly on the go. It's a constant, like, data transfer process between the two, so it's not even that feasible unless it's like you just want it for a long trip. Like, if you go on a week-long trip once a year, you can make that transfer over, take the light on for the week, transfer it back, and then you're good for another year. But that's not worth it then.
No.
So I think there's some weird stuff to this that they could have thought about. As, like, you know, how about we make this a second Switch for people that already have them? We can make extra sales that way if we make the transfer process easy. Or, you know, how about we make it still dockable and you just have to get separate Joy-Cons? Then we can sell that accessory to people that just want a cheaper, smaller thing that they can also still dock. Like, those are just marketing things that they missed out on.
Mm-hmm.
But I have been seeing a lot of people, like, complaining that they cut features of a thing that's $100 cheaper. Like, do you expect it to be exactly the same, but still cheaper? That doesn't make any sense. That's not how things work.
And the things that they cut out, like, I don't see a reason to complain about, like, HD, like, even Rumble. Like, I had to buy a replacement Joy-Con for my left one, and I bought the cheapest one I could find. It doesn't have Rumble, and it doesn't bother me. Like,
I like Rumble, but, like, I got the cheap Pro controller, so, like, if it's a game I don't need it, or, like, it's not that big a deal, I can just use the Pro controller. If it's a game where I do need it, I've got the Rumble and my Joy-Cons. But I'm starting to get the left drift a little bit, so I'll probably have to change those out soon, and we'll see what I do then.
Maybe I'm just used to not having Rumble in a lot of things, because I started playing with keyboard and mouse and the 3DS, so, like, I'm used to not having Rumble in some stuff.
There are a few games where, like, it actually makes the gameplay better or is needed. One thing I saw about this is games like Mario Odyssey, where there's some moons where you have to use the HD Rumble to, like, see where something is and then ground pound on the spot that it rumbles the most.
Yeah.
Like, that's just one little thing in the game. Like, obviously there's hundreds of moons in that game. You can skip those. But, like, that feature won't be doable with the Switch Lite. Like, how are they going to compensate for that? Are they going to patch the game so that there's another way to find them? So it's like weird little things like that, where, like, they put these things in the game that you just can't do without the HD Rumble. Mm-hmm. They're not game-breaking, but you still have to think about it. So then you get into a situation like when the 2DS came out, where there's features of early games that need that thing. Like Mario 3D Land had some puzzles that required 3D. because like it was a image that looked like it was just a block, and then when you turn the 3D on, you could see the depth between like where you can jump inside the block,
Yeah.
like a puzzle. On the 2DS, you can't see that, so it just looks like a block. There's no there's no way to know how to make progress in that screen. Um, but every game that started to come out later in the 3DS life cycle just stopped making 3D necessary. Like either games just didn't have it at all, had it limited, like Pokemon, or had it, but like there was no requirement for it. It was just kind of there as a cool feature.
Yeah.
It didn't play into the gameplay anymore. So I feel like this is going to be the same way, where HD Rumble is just going to become a afterthought because there's one version of their system that doesn't have it, so they can't develop for it anymore.
Yeah.
And that kind of sucks. But again, you have to cut things to get the price down. That's just how it works. I don't know. This is a good thing. I'm glad this exists for the people that want it. I have no desire for it, unless maybe it had, like I said, docking features and would easily transfer data. Because I'd love to just have a cheap one to like keep in a carrying case. You know, set up the transfer and then go. Like not have to worry. Like leave my Switch at home all the time. Do you think it's a hassle like taking the Joy-Con off? Because I always keep them in the puppy dog unless they're dead, and then I'll put them on the Switch, charge them, and then put them back on the puppy dog. I call them. So like if I could just leave them off all the time and like not have to ever take it with me, that would be ideal.
Yeah. I just leave mine on all the time, and then I use the Pro Controller for home. Another thing is that the screen is also a bit smaller as well. So
Yeah, that's kind of a bummer because there's still a bezel. Like there's just as much bezel as the regular Switch, but the screen's smaller.
right. The bezel is way too big.
Yeah. It's 2019. Get your bezel together.
Right.
There's like a inside the bezel. Like
What?
there's the colored bezel, and then there's like a kind of a black streak.
Oh, you're looking at the Zacian and the Zamazenta version?
I don't know what you just said.
The weird Pokemon version.
No, I'm looking at every picture. They all have a black.
Cause like the weird Pokemon version also has that where it's like a black thing, and then there's like another thing around that.
I'm talking about like there's the colored bezel like around the screen, and then inside of the bezel, like you know before you see the actual screens of games, there's like kind of a thin black line all the way around.
Yeah.
There's like a bezel to the bezel.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's double bezeled on a smaller screen.
Oh yeah.
That sounds like a Jerry Seinfeld joke setup. It's double bezel.
What's the deal with these double bezels? All right. I'm done talking about the new Switch. How about you?
Yeah.
Okay. So moving on, we only got 2 stories left. Let's talk about the new Until Dawn follow-up, Man of Medan. It has online and offline multiplayer modes. So essentially, this game, it's a new horror game. You can play it single player, it's no problem. You can play it online with another friend. You both play different characters, and it's basically like asynchronous multiplayer. You do one thing while the other person does another thing. And the other mode is offline multiplayer, they're calling it, where it's you can play up to 5 people and you pass around the remote. You pass around the controller to other people, and each different person plays their own character.
Interesting. I like the idea of like the asynchronous co-op because with Until Dawn, like I didn't beat it or anything, but I played a bit of it with a friend, just because like he knew the game a little bit, and so like he was kind of commentating on it while watching me play, and giving me tips and stuff. And like I'm a baby with horror games. Like if I could play it with someone else, that would be ideal for me. Like I would be able to get through that. Although it's asynchronous, which means sometimes you're left to your own. Uh, and the this thumbnail for the trailer is horrifying. So maybe I won't play this, actually, now that I think about it. uh, your audio went away. Your audio went away. Okay, I assume you heard me. Is it on Audacity? Like, is it coming through anywhere? That's weird.
Hello? Oh, my computer broke.
Oh,
Right. Hello? Yeah, you
Yeah.
can hear me now. Yeah, my recording just stopped for some reason.
That's not good. But, like, it's there?
We'll find out. I can just rip it from the video though, so
That's true.
I'm not too worried. That's why I do backups.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
My backups, yo.
yeah, I don't know if that's saved or not. I'd have to look around for it. Okay. So, anyways, I would really like this version for the movie night mode, because when I was dating someone before, we played the Telltale games together, and we would like talk over the different decisions that we could do. So like that
Yeah.
was a really good time, and I think something like this like just enhances it, and it hasn't really been done with horror games before.
Yeah.
So
I imagine it's probably not too long, like to sustain like passing the controller around to people because you have to be engaged for long enough. So it'd be fun just like to get 5 people together for a night and just like kind of instead of having a movie night, like play this movie night mode for like 2 hours.
yeah,
It's kind of the same experience.
yeah, it sounds like fun.
Yeah,
This game's coming out August 30th, so if you're interested, take a look.
cool. It's
And
kind of weird for the PC though, because like that doesn't feel like the atmosphere for that kind of movie night mode.
yeah, you want to be everywhere though.
Yeah, I guess so.
And the last news story for today is Halo co-creators, new studio reveals first game. It's a sci-fi FPS. It is called Disintegration.
Not a great title, but cool logo.
Some more get off my stick.
Oh, there's not a whole lot that we have, is there? Just a teaser.
No. There's this little announce teaser that just kind of like shows at different angles of a ship, and then a little bit of information about like what the game is. It sounds like it's kind of like it seems like everyone that comes out of Halo tries to make the next Halo. So it definitely has that like sci-fi like heavy world like Halo Destiny vibe to it.
What if this is a... Oh yeah, they did say it's an FPS. Because I was going to say,
Yeah.
well, if this is a Wing Commander. But that's not FPS.
I think there'll be more information coming at Gamescom on August 18th. So
Yep.
just over a month. But this is being made by Obsidian. No.
No, it's a new studio.
Oh yeah, published. Sorry. I realized I said made. Published by Private Division.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Halo co-creator Marcus Lato's new studio, V1 Interactive. That's the studio that's doing it. Yeah, that's I guess that's the lead on this game.
Well, I brought up Private Division because you remember, like around E3 time or something like that, they had a posting of like Outer Worlds and Kerbal, and then like one other unannounced project
Yeah.
that were all coming like I think this year or early next year or something. And so I assumed there was going to be some kind of announcement at E3 of what the other thing was going to be, but there wasn't. So it's interesting that this is their final project, and it's like their Halo basically.
Yep.
So I think we're going to need to keep an eye on Private Division. They've got their Fallout in the Outer Worlds. They've got their Halo and Disintegration, and they're a fairly new publishing arm. So like they're kind of a powerhouse already.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to seeing what this is going to be. So
Maybe
with
it'll be your next Destiny.
I doubt it. I don't know. Something tells me that they don't want to make a looter shooter, but that's just
I think I would prefer it to be a single player,
yeah,
or at least co-op adventure game.
yeah.
I'm kind of done with looter shooters.
How dare you? No, I'm kidding.
Well, I just mean like I don't need another one. You know,
Yeah,
I think
I've got my Destiny. You know, like
they're good. You don't oversaturate that market.
right, right. So Justin, where can people find you?
They can find me if they look up Zero Score on Twitter, YouTube, or Twitch, or Instagram. I guess I keep forgetting I have that, but I put stuff there sometimes.
Yeah, you do.
Like cat pictures. Yeah, like I said, I've got some Mario Maker stuff coming on both Twitch and YouTube. I've been streaming Mario Maker every week, at least once a week. I did notice it's a little bit better with OBS. I still got some dropped frames, but it was like, I think the highest it was like 3%. Whereas on Streamlabs it got up to like 90% at one point.
Yeah.
So I think it was just Streamlabs was chunky. And I think a lot of the stuff on OBS was my webcam.
Which is funny because Streamlabs works really well for me now.
I don't know. I think it's not optimized for AMD probably.
Yeah, so I'm just going to step in here and say you can find me on Twitter, CSG Thomas. You can also check us out here at charshot.com for audio, video, written content. Check us out on Spotify and anywhere you can get your podcasts. And until then, guys, enjoy your games. Good night.
Bye.